man, the greater the moment.
There's nothing like a nice cold bath.
I can think of something even better.
Alright, good morning everyone. Today is, we're doing computer build that we haven't done on this YouTube channel in at least nearly 3 years. Let's say good morning to everybody that is kind of starting to tune in. Building the gaming computer with us used to be a very daily occurrence here at Stealth Digital, Cris Entertains, so on and so forth. For the people that have been here before, us building gaming computers was something that we used to do all build many different computers for customers, as well as we used to give away computers at least here. That being said, we're starting a whole new build today for a client that has purchased with us in the past. And with it being tax season, being right now financing options, so we're actually going to be the SD. I have my headphones on just in case I do want to put on some different music, and I am reading comments. If I sound too far, let me know. I can switch to this microphone that I have headset. You guys can hear me much clearer. Meantime, I'm probably gonna take them off and charge them, just in case there's any, anything you guys want to kind of have a question. But before we get going and start building the computer, let me introduce you to what the SD is. The SD Elite is our second highest budget computer that you can get. Comes on an RTX 4070 standard. You could upgrade to like a 4080, a 5080 if you want to. This one has, instead of a Ryzen 7, it has a Ryzen 5, but that was, making sure that we could do budgetary constraints for the client. Do that if you do talk to us, or it's a second computer, we can change parts out for you. You're gonna have the RTX 4070 here. We have a Ryzen 5. More excited to kind of show you guys how to do a build. It's been such a long time. I don't have the best angle for you guys, I think. So I'm gonna make sure that you guys actually do have that angle where you guys can see fine. But nonetheless, I'm gonna get started on this computer. That way we go from there. Music I'm playing is kind of just whatever I can find, because again, I'm not trying to get copyright strike. I'm also doing this in the living room, so I don't have that much space to work with. I am gonna be building a fully dedicated studio room, game room, whatever you want to call it. It's all gonna be together, Brandon and Mr. Retro Killer. This is your computer. Not gonna look like that in 2 hours. Probably try to knock it out faster than that. But if you guys hear me perfectly fine, I'm gonna take this off. If by any chance you guys do not like the music, I can turn it off. I don't know if I'll play copyright music, but we'll go from there. But let's start with the build. Hope everyone's having a good morning so far. Let's get going. Simplest thing to start off with, we need this, and I think I'm missing. These are the 3 parts we're gonna start with. Sorry, I have my tool bag over here, and all that. We're gonna start off with the motherboard, then the MSI motherboard, processor M.2. We have our RAM, that if I'm correct, about how much I ordered, it's at least 32 gigs. No, this is 48 gigs of RAM that this computer is gonna get. The computer actually has a lot of RAM. And I know if you order one pre-built, you don't get that. You probably get 16 gigs of RAM. On this one, you're starting off with 48. But as a combined total, this one is gonna have 3 terabytes of storage when I'm done with it. Let's take out the motherboard. Now that even AM5 generation is on LGA platform instead of 10s like it used to, it's a little bit different. It looks more like an Intel motherboard, but it is one of those things that with generations that have came in, they kind of all mold together into the same thing. Funny enough, you still can't use LGA platform Intel motherboard on AMD, so don't ever try it. Just save some money. Don't do it. I do not recommend damaging your components over that. What I did, we're going to be adding the processor. Start off with that. One thing you guys always have to look for is there's always an indicator on the processor, and it tells you where to put it. Do that, you can place it in, drop it down, and secure it. This plastic piece is gonna come off. Dropped it down. So just that simple, you already added your processor. Voila. Next, we're gonna do RAM. From there, we're gonna do the M.2. Pretty much, we're ready to put it in the computer, start doing everything in the computer. Again, good old 48 gigs of RAM. We have some Trident Z's RGB. Or again, always skip one, do one slot, then skip one, add the other one. If you guys have any questions, always ask them. Section 5, while I am building the. To all my people on the West Coast, it is 7 in the morning for you guys, about to be 8. If you guys want to know how much this computer costs on Stealth Digital, you can always visit our website at stealthdigital.org. Matter of fact, I'm going to make sure that I put it on there for you guys. Why do you always skip the other slot? So the way that, when it comes to RAM, the way it communicates with the CPU, for some reason, again, I'm not a genius, this designed all stuff when it now. For some reason, you have to skip it because then it talks on the same channel. Remember, right? I want to sound like a dumbass, but it's true. That's how it's open. Usually, that's how you actually get it. So, you guys notice what I just pinned on there is our website. Loads for you guys. From the internet. But yeah, no, it's always been something that's been explained to me that everywhere I go, everywhere where I've seen it, that's kind of how it works. Over communicate. Now, when you do have 4 RAMs, you don't have to worry about that because you're filming. Next, let's go ahead and move to adding the M.2. Probably gonna have to grab my other screwdriver because it is a smaller little. And over the years, my tool bag has grown, not necessarily over building computers, but I have so much crap in here. Because a little bit, if you guys don't know, I'm also remodeling this house. This. By the way, to everybody watching, if you ever build your own computers or want to build your own computers, multiple screwdrivers is a must. Avoid using this unless you know what you're doing because you could crack a motherboard so quick. If you are using any kind of electric drill, set it to the lowest setting. You will damage something. Not careful. I recommend using one. Depends how much expertise you have with computers and how much risk you're willing to take with what you're doing. Have this off. There's always a thermal backing, so you're gonna have to peel this off here. Do I recommend it? Nah. But yeah, the SD Elite is what we're building today. To everybody watching, if you guys have been watching, GPU prices are not the vibe right now. Trying to avoid paying higher prices. Usually I have still some form of channel getting graphics cards, and I don't scout people unless you're trying to just buy the graphics card. Tell you, hey, this is the price. Trying to build a computer, have me build you a computer. We don't go out of our way to make it a living hell computer without having to pay surcharges like when it comes to gaming graphics cards right now, supposedly, don't mark my words on this, but supposedly, we're supposed to see a lot more graphics cards come in. March, May, they said May about more or less. Like, we're gonna see the uptick of graphics kind of go up where it's more sensible. Where anyone in the market. Because right now, to be honest with you, that ain't much gonna be a thing. Be okay. Fortunately, that's what it is right now. It actually sucks. Trying to build a gaming computer and you don't have the means looking around. I don't know if you're looking at the 50 series cards, don't pay the inflated prices that you see. I mean, unless you just like paying $2,000 to $3,000 more, don't do it. Those graphics cards will come into stock. This isn't COVID. They were out of stock for over a year. Even me, like, was one of the only ones that could still get 30 series cards over the masses. All right, so motherboard done. We have our RAM processor, and M.2 all installed. Now we gotta get it in the case. Boom. Move this over here. And the case is going into. Now, right now, she looks like a plain Jane. There's no fans in it, nothing in it. But I assure you, when it's done, this thing's gonna glow really, really hard. When I ordered this case, I thought it had case fans already in it, because usually you get them with them. This one didn't. Not a biggie, not a biggie. But always kind of keep that in mind that sometimes things with shows on the picture. My first time building in this case, trying to make sure. Or your case to make sure that. Interesting thing is that it does not have a way of taking off fast. Kind of being precautious with not built in this case before, and I not wanted to. That was simpler than I thought. The reason I'm laying it down, I gotta get the motherboard in and make sure that we're good. The aesthetic style that we're going at Spobz Digital, I want to make more glass computers. I might be making a very, very one-off computer. It's gonna be with a height white 70 case special request that I have to fulfill. Might be doing a custom Sailor Moon computer here in the very near future. But for now, we're talking about the SD Elite. I'll lay it down. Gotta grab this for the backing of the motherboard that goes in there. Put it on, go from there. Should probably make a YouTube video sooner or later, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it this one. I have a camera that I was gonna connect here, but for some reason I can't find the USB cable that connects it to my computer so I can use that as my capture device. So Today we're just using a traditional web camera. That's why I'll wash out. I have my window open and all that. Putting the I/O ports, backing and computer. There. We got big boy over here. Drop it in. I also don't use micro ATX motherboards on an ATX case. Most pre-built companies that you see out there will sell you a computer with a motherboard that's tiny. I want to save as much money as they can because they're cheap. So digital, we do not do that. We want to make sure the computer you get fits your parts and, you know, it's not gonna break the bank, but at the same time, you know, kind of go with you. Fits. I think I missed. That's my case fans. I am missing. Yes. Ta-da. So let's go ahead and add these. They got Velcro straps. It's actually pretty neat. Velcro straps, the reason that they're great is because you can cable manage with them. But if you ever want to add stuff instead of zip ties with cable straps, you kind of don't have to worry about cutting up zip ties and them being in your way, so on and so forth. Just like that. Screws. But no worries for the white floor, so find them in there. Let's get this bad boy in. Here. Also too, when you are ever securing any motherboard into the case, make sure you do X patterns as much as you can. It is just a better way of doing stuff. It's a better way of securing your motherboard to your gaming monitor. You know, you do all your parts. You also create less stress if you are a heavy hand. You can damage some of these parts very, very easily. Always be mindful exactly how you're doing screw crossing in. Because if you don't, you'll have a tough time sometimes lining everything up, all the screw holes. Plus, you could also crack the motherboard. You crack a motherboard, you're done. You have to order a new one. And most manufacturers that sell motherboards, if you ever do try to just be sneaky and return it, say, hey, this didn't work, they're gonna look for this person damage it. Buy a brand new product, 9 times out of 10, they know that you. So sometimes returns happens is not that very apologetic. You are DIYing, that is a risk you run. You are doing that. But nonetheless, motherboard is secured in, so kind of step one is pretty much done. All these extra screws, I'm gonna save them and send them to the customer with his bag. With the RT. RTX 3090s are gonna be actually almost $1,000 if I hate to say it this way, but if you're looking to buy a 3090, it's not gonna give you any performance boost right now. Actually, you're just buying a card that's 5 years old. The 3090 is not the end all be all. For example, if someone has a 3080 Ti, the 10% that you gain from a 3090 is not worth the amount of money you're gonna have to pay for it. If prices don't come down, because prices might not come down overall until May, you're gonna spend about $1,000 on a graphics card that is 5 years old. Where, patient enough, you could probably for $1,000 get yourself a 5080 that is gonna be 30% faster, not closer to 40, than that RTX 3090. Does it have more VRAM? The 3090, yes, but remember, 30 series cards, kind of the first generation of DLSS, so it comes with the territory of what they are. This is gonna be for the F panel. That goes down here. What I'm doing right now, guys, I'm starting to connect all my stuff for the motherboard up. Gotta connect that panel to HDMI, HD audio, all the wonderful, beautiful things. Building the computer, route everything in, and go from there. What's neat about this one, this case actually has Type-C compatibility. So you have a Type-C connector to this motherboard. You also have to make sure whatever motherboard you get does support Type-C. Now we move over to our F panel to make sure that I have power, reset, all that beautiful, wonderful stuff. Good old thing. This Sunday you go to work, Brandon. Talking on my stream. You got your Cheetos Puffs? Huh? Where'd you put them? Hey. All right. Voila. We are somewhat halfway there. What time I leave? 6:30. Ooh, you got a long time. You're gonna see your whole ass computer be built. Now, what I need to do is introduce the good old water cooler to this. I'll be more than done by that time, my guy. Today I'm just building the computer, making sure it turns on, and then tomorrow I'm gonna do software and make sure that we're go from there to get it ready for shipping. No, didn't do that. Whoopsie! The thing is still in the box. But yeah. I need to make sure that I have a place to go. I'm going to use the water cooler box as my little building here. This computer is getting a 240 millimeter AIO water cooler. I don't build computers usually with what do you call it, motherboard or processor or case fans where it's not a water cooler. It just doesn't make sense. Spend a little bit of money with it and get it much cooler looking thing. That comes with a keychain that looks like a button on it. There we go. There's getting a real mess. Trying to mitigate and manage all this while I'm doing build. Voila. There's a lot of things that usually come when you are building a computer. So some of this stuff comes with like Intel backplates and all that. So we'll set it for us. Gotta make sure you add the right parts, right components for what you need. On this one, it's pretty straightforward. I like only on the ears, but all you do is kind of just add the ears on it, and it will hold processor cooler. First thing we're gonna do is actually screw it into the top. What's the specs? This one in particular is a Ryzen 5000. No, it's a Ryzen 5 8400F, so it's an 8000 series Ryzen processor on it. RTX 4070 is going into it. 3 terabytes of storage, 48 gigs of RAM. Pretty straight build. It is our SD Elite. It is on our website. On our website, this one is more custom because usually we do build it with a Ryzen 7 and a 4070. You could go up to a 5080. I do get 5080s from time to time, but on this one, it's for a previous client. They have ordered, wanted to make sure that it fit in their budget, so it comes with a Ryzen 5. And good morning, Ant Man. I haven't seen you since we were talking on the Cyberpunk stream. First and foremost, we're gonna go up in the case. Sure. Wires be able to be passed through. How's the 8000 series? To be honest with you, I've never played with an 8000 series processor, so I don't know. I am going to be upgrading my computer slowly but surely throughout the times to get it up, because I am trying to get myself a 5070. I don't know if I want to spend the money getting it. Really depends. I have to ask my supplier when they, if it's something that makes sense. I don't game as much, or honestly, I only really play specific titles. I don't really care for 4K gaming, so I don't need power of a 59 at the 50. If you have any Ryzen 3000 series processor, it is extremely eye different, jaw-dropping the amount of performance that you get out of even out of the 5000. Last year I should say I re-updated a computer called the SD Supreme now, but it was for one of my friends. He got a Ryzen 9 5950X with an RTX 3080 Ti, and Warzone went from 130 FPS on 1440p all the way up to 240 FPS in Warzone, while in regular multiplayer of Modern Warfare 3, and this is for the time of the computer, he was getting like 300 frames. I have a Ryzen 5700G and 64 gigs of RAM. You have a really good computer. I mean, anything 5000 series and above, you're pretty set. Like, all the new stuff coming out is good. You're gonna see the performance uptick, but it's not as outdated as running a 3000 series, you know, RTX card and a 3000 series Ryzen generation. That, or 30 series, series. But those cards are now in the 5 years of age. You know, they're a little bit older now, so performance updates and upgrades and so on and so forth. When you get to the 5000 series, you're still pretty much leading edge than being on the 3000 series generation. I mean, it's just architecture, time, and age. Things move forward and all that. I should have my phone. The 5900 is a big difference from the 700. I would assume yes, because man, the Ryzen 9 5950X that I put in my friend's computer, when I did his computer, like, I think he spent about $2,000 to $3,000 altogether modernizing the computer. We didn't do a new graphics card update, and he's still killing it. The only thing I'm gonna do for him here soon, whenever he gets the chance, is we're gonna be upgrading him and updating him to a RTX 5090 to take full power consumption of that 5950. And I was thoroughly impressed with what I seen from it. Now, for your first PC, I think we talked about this, but you bought it or did you build your own computer? Yep, man. Is it just me, Prentice, or is it hot in here? A little bit. It's kind of hot in here. Always X pattern, guys. And always do X patterns when you are building any kind of computer. It's just like when you're putting on a rim or wheel, I should say, a wheel on your car, you X pattern your bolt. Just make sure for more evenly displaced work. What are you talking about? Prentice? That was so nasty. I said, what'd you say that tasted so nasty? Watermelons.
Tastes better.
My cousin gave me his old piece. Here you go. Whew. That thing was ancient. The 1070 cards are actually really good for their time, by the way. Pretty sure it did okay. Probably wasn't the worst or the best. Ugh. Got my throat. Right now what I'm doing is just adding the ears to the water cooler so we could go ahead and get it ready for attachments. Don't ever forget to put thermal paste. If you are building your own computer, I assure you, you will fry your processor. And it doesn't matter what you have on your computer's gonna be done for it if you forget. Thermal throttle, turn off on you, shut off on you, and all the lovely. Forgetting to put thermal paste, we're taking this off from your water cooler. Right now, this computer still looks very plain Jane. I assure you that here soon, when it's done all the way, and I have it all cable managed and all that beautiful stuff, you're going to be looking at a very, very different thing called the full computer. I did a full case swap and everything had 250. I upgraded to it. 4 terabyte M.2. You spent like $250 something and not closer to $400 on that little upgrade of that M.2, but I'm pretty sure it's worth it for what you needed it for. That. Like I said, don't ever forget to take this off unless you don't mind thermal throttling your computer and one day watching it just stop working on you. Now, all you gotta do, kind of slowly setting these up. I do it usually by my hand and so is it possible to upgrade to Ryzen 7? Yes. All my computers, I mean, any any AM5 motherboard can support Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7, Ryzen 9. So if you wanted to, you could throw a Ryzen 9, 9000 series in this computer. Would I recommend it? No. It all depends on what you're using it for. What is it you're trying to achieve? If you're gonna add a Ryzen 9, 9000 series, top of the line processor, I hope that you're looking at getting yourself a 5090, 5080 card down the road when more available. They're not being scalped on StockX for like $5,000. Or even for us, even getting one 5090, it's like I have to make sure that I have everything there and have a back order purchase ready to go, so I could kind of ask my vendor if I can get one. Yeah, I got the M.2 on Black Friday. Oh, you got a deal on that. $200 for a 4 terabyte M.2 is actually a steal. So now we're gonna move to do case fans on this computer. And then from case fans, I'm gonna do what's called a preliminary test. I just connect the computer to a power supply. It's not really cable managed, but I just make sure that I test for any problems if the computer doesn't turn on. I don't cable manage anything until I have some type of post on the computer. I assure you, you will save yourself a headache. Test for post at least one time before you're done with your computer. You never know. Sometimes some things can be wrong. Sometimes something is dead on arrival. So you want to make sure to test. Would I probably do it right now? Have enough stuff plugged in. It has a water cooler. The water cooler does have fans. They're not connected. Should I test right now? Possibly. I should not until I get the in. Or I should test. Probably should test just to be on the safe side. Go from there. Because what I'm doing next is going to be adding all the case fans, adding the control panel for the case fans. There are 8 RGB case fans. We're going to put the exhaust, the intakes on here, and go from there. The Walmart order came in a box? Oh, finally here. Voila. Now the fun starts. I'm gonna add the case fans, guys. Once I add the case fans, I'm gonna do a post test, meaning I'm gonna bring out the power supply and do that. What did I do on Valentine's Day? We went out to eat. Me and my spouse. We went to Texas Roadhouse, right? Ernest? Oh. We went to Texas Roadhouse then? gonna do the fans the other way up. Right now I have it pulled out here. I need to switch it around. I need it to be my intake. It's glass PC. The fan to actually draw in air instead of not drawing in air. So I gotta move this the way I want. Have it as an intake.
I gotta show you.
Instead of an exhaust fan.
Just go.
Brandon, what did you do on Valentine's Day? You guys went to go watch 3 movies at Cinemark? I got it. I cannot spend that much time at a movie theater, but hey, I commend you. I went to Red Lobster on my birthday and was thoroughly pleased with the experience I did have. A good choice, my guy, taking a girl to. Fuck yes, it does. Pardon my French, YouTube, but yes, it does. Oh, you see my cat? Name is Simba. Oh, Crates. Hello. Ant-Man, thank you again. We literally just got him too. I wish I could play you guys some different type of music, but you know, I will get copyright strike if I play anything that has any kind of copyright. So I'd rather not deal with that. Make sure you guys have some type of music at least in the background while I'm kind of working on the computer. Right now, I'm just doing the intake fans and exhaust fans on the computer, and from there, we're gonna do a simulated post test, making sure that the computer at least turns on. I don't think I'm throwing in a graphics card for that, and I actually can. So, you guys can see the power of this computer. Kind of need a PC. Billion people are saying I have to. I have a big bottleneck in my PC, but I can't really find a way to fix it. Maybe someone can help you. Well, what kind of computer do you have? Oh, you see him right here? Oh, I just seen him. Let me move my microphone a little bit out of the way, out of the stream. And there he is. Looks like he's taking a big old nappers right now. It all depends on your computer, but I can pretty much tell you what you need if you tell me your specs of your computer. So you have a pretty good setup, but your bottleneck is your graphics card. You need probably a 40 or 50 series card. Your 5800 X3D is okay. If you're seeing bottlenecking with a 1080p, you shouldn't be seeing any type of bottleneck at all at 1080p. I mean, you're not using your full potential of your processor as much as you think you are. It all depends what you're trying to achieve. It all depends on what you play. I still play at 1080p. I used to play at 1440p, but that was a monster of a computer for its time. Some people say replace the CPU, they just say replace. What? Depends what you're playing. So, for example, if you're playing first-person shooter games, you want to get yourself a better processor, like a Ryzen 8000 series processor. What do you find? AM5 generation, obviously. Graphics, in reality, the 3080s, you know, a 5-year-old card. We were just talking about it the other day, but getting yourself a 40 series at minimum, you'll see a big performance upgrade compared to your 30. 3080 is a wonderful card, but it's a 5-year-old card at this time. You want to see that go up. Also too, if you want to play at 1440, you still have to replace your screens because you're never going to get the performance out of them at that point. It's a good card when it comes to the mid-range cards. High-end is always going to be NVIDIA. There's nothing that the 90 series cards has a competition with. There's really nothing that competes with them when it comes to the 5090, the 4090. Unfortunately, AMD just doesn't make a strong, powerful card like that. They just said we are not interested in doing so, which is a shame. I think they should, but again, that's just their strategic thinking of what they see, of what they build. Is it a great card? Yes. Do I recommend it to replace the 3080? You can. And if you are, I mean, just know people are looking for 3080 still. So you probably get some good chunk of change back right now because of the simulated shortage, as I would call it, on demand for graphics cards from Nvidia. Nvidia cards are great for one thing mostly, in my opinion. This is obviously solely my opinion, but Nvidia cards are better if you like streaming and you like all the DLSS, all the extra stuff that you won't get with an AMD card. They're more stable when it comes to their updates. Unfortunately, we all know that AMD cards are a little bit less stable when it comes to their graphics card updates. They can sometimes break the system. Rare, but it can. They just don't put that much attention into the Radeon division like they do with their processors. Processors overall, I personally like them a lot more than Intel. Personally, even though I am running an Intel CPU on my computer, they're just not there, I should say, compared to AMD in my opinion. I mean, the new Ryzen 9000 series, what is it, the 9550X, whatever the hell you call it. These names are getting overcomplicated in my head, but it blows every Intel processor out of the water. I don't think I ever asked what's the specs you have for your PC. I mean, it's a RTX 4060 in there, and it's an i5. Trust me, I don't even pay attention anymore. When it comes to my own card, like my own PC, this one is it's just something to get me by until I create maybe a showpiece here, like we used to. Andrew? Hello, Andrew. It's been a minute, my guy. Hello. Been trying to get in contact with you, Andrew, because I need stuff from you. I need to run ads again, so I need to get in contact with you so we could kind of work something out. So I could put up a sell meantime for good old advertising side of things. Let's daisy chain real quick. I'm gonna daisy chain some of these wires in the back. I know that you guys are not seeing what I'm doing in the back over here. Just a whole lot of connecting all this stuff all together. And then this is all gonna be cable managed. I haven't even introduced the power supply or anything. I always play survival games like Ark, once Human Dune, Awakening when it released, so I'm looking to upgrade anyways. Here's what I would recommend. Depending on your budget, get yourself an RTX 5070 when it drops. Get yourself a Ryzen 7 9000 series when it drops. Because actually, no, I think that one's already out. Look at kind of just doing that and get yourself at least one 1440p monitor. If you're into survival games, then the maximum amount of FPS that you're getting is not the biggest concern for you. It's probably just making sure that you have better, better quality of graphics. You'll see that from having a 1440p monitor to a 1080p monitor. It's night and day, by the way. Night and day. I've been good, Andrew. How about yourself? All right. I have pretty much everything kind of where I want it. I obviously have to introduce a graphics card, but I want to do a simulated post test to make sure that the computer is somewhat running already, to make sure that at least what we have going on is ready. So we'll go there. If I switch to 9000, would I need to replace the motherboard? If you're on a 5000 series, no, because it's AM5. If you have a B650 motherboard, it will support it, but it won't get the best out of it. So you would want to get yourself like an X series motherboard. if you did want me to kind of just give you a little bit of guidance, because depending, I take it you're gonna do this yourself, I would always suggest join my Discord. Andrew, if you're still there, can you drop my link for my Discord? I know you should have authorization to do so because you're technically one of my mods. That way I could give you what I would say would be your generational op, because is it? I think it is. Yeah. It's been a while since I built with 5000 series. No, you're right, it is. So actually what I built his computer with was AM5, so that was a 7000 series Ryzen 9 7950X. You're on an X570. So yeah, you're gonna need a better motherboard. You're gonna see better performance going from AM4 to AM5. Then you could get DDR5 like we do have on this one. This one has 48 gigs of RAM. You're gonna be on the X670 platform. You'll see leaps and bounds of going there. To be honest with you, you can still get a lot of performance out of the 3080 if you go to AM5. If you get a 9000 series, but you're gonna bottleneck the GPU. You don't have Discord installed? No worries. I'll probably drop in my Discord here soon. That way at least you guys have it. But again, let's stick to the build. I'm gonna pull not the motherboard. I'm gonna pull the power supply and do what's a simulated post test just to make sure that it's there. I don't know if the command's working. I have a new AI thing going on that is monitoring everything, but let me drop the Discord and we're gonna do a simulated post test, make sure that we have it turned on. If it turns on, we're gonna introduce the motherboard, we're gonna start doing cable management and go from there. So I'm gonna grab the Discord for you guys. This one's for a client. This one is definitely for a client. It is the SD Elite from us here at Stealth Digital. Again, I am going to be building a whole dedicated room for PC builds, game streams, so on and so forth. Kind of like we used to have a little bit back in the past. A blast from the past, would you say? Per se. We have a place to connect the computer back here, so we will be connected back here. Alright. Now it's a little bit messy right now, guys, but don't worry, we're going to be cleaning all this up when we start doing cable management. Right now, what I want to do is make sure the computer hosts. You still got, dude, I destroyed that thing. I was hitting it so fucking hard, I destroyed the top of that thing. And also too, I don't even live in that state no more. Nah, I don't. I smacked the shit out of that reflex pad. It's on the YouTube channel where I accidentally fucking broke that shit. Is this a Liam Lee case? It is not. I forget the name of the case. It's called the Jeep Pre-Lucid ATX case. Forget who makes it. It is not a Liam Lee. I do offer Liam Lee. I do offer NZXT cases. I do offer the height. Because it's, you know, one of those things where it is very asked for cases until people realize how expensive they are. Put this on. Interesting place to You did the same, you got a better one now? You got a ridge sight? Yeesh. Again, everybody, I do want to thank you for coming into the stream. If you guys like what you see and you want to support us, a like, goes a long way. You don't gotta necessarily share it, but a like does go a very long way for us here at Stealth Digital. Cris. Why? Because, you know, YouTube sees you guys watching and it notices you guys like our content, it's gonna recommend it to more people. Hit a like when you get the chance. Yeah, I'll ask for more help at Discord because I will need to upgrade part of the campaign for GP. Well, let me ask you a question. Oh, Cris. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. How old are you? Do you work? If you do, then I do offer financing through our computer business here at Stealth Digital. It is something that we do offer for people. We don't get to approve you. It goes to a finance company called Asalon. They're the ones that will tell me if they could approve you for upgrade. Usually I have no problem. Been working with them a little bit more and more, especially because right now I am trying to make sure that I can upgrade somebody's computers right now, because I do have a lot of people that I built their computers about 5 years ago, still run. They just want to get themselves into something that, you know, hey, kind of fits their needs more. Probably the last time power supply, they don't make it very way back then. Oh, one thing that sucks about building computers, I have to try to get in. I'd be able to move jacket. That hurts a lot. Is that enough space though? I'll work with it. Now, one thing I would say that utterly sucks about running computers is space. Space. Yes, sir. What's up, Casey? How you doing, my guy? You just woke up? I know I'm such ahead of everybody when it comes to time these days. I do greatly appreciate everybody that is tuning in, because I know it's early in the morning for some people. Greatly appreciative of the people that do show up from Pacific Standard Times and Central Standard Times to watch us get down on some good old-fashioned tech out here. Go there, let's go there. This. I remember I always have to connect the C power wire almost at the beginning of the build, because then kind of a very tight fit. Trying to do this afterwards. Like right now, it's a little nice and tight, but we got it in. No biggie. All right. True Da, 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 da. And we don't have a post. This is why I always do this, because I gotta check my F panel to check if my F panel is connected correctly, so on and so forth. If I also want to replace the water cooling, yeah, I mean, everything in the computer is always replaceable, it's always interchangeable. It's not one set and that's it. Never's been that way. But we're having right now. Right. Power switch goes. I didn't order the one-piece case this time around. We haven't needed to do that. Remember that. So right now I have to do a troubleshooting. We are having issues getting a post out of the computer right now. Just double checking. Power switch does go up there. HD LED. Reset that. To go on this side. I should be able to send it tomorrow. Right now I'm just double checking because I'm having a post issue. I think it's just because I haven't connected. That's not the case, and I'm gonna have to see what the hell. I have everything connected. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why it's critical to always run a post test. Yeah, I'll send you your location. So are you having issues right now with your current computer? Ladies and gentlemen, we have life. I mean, I'll look at your computer for sure. Especially your brother. I'm telling your brother to give me the computer since I was in Vegas. All right, now the fun begins. Clear post. All right, let's get on with the build. Now the fun begins, because now we cable manage absolutely everything in this computer. Look nice and neat, professional, and all that. Oh, I hate these. All right. Okay, cool. You know everything's pretty much up and running, working. Gotta make sure I connect this. Start adding everything else, and we're pretty much done after that when we cable manage this computer. hear him crying. Yeah. Go ahead. Hey. Moving on to right now, we're just doing the cable manage. We already kind of did a post test. We were successful. Fortunately, I don't have an extra monitor to show you guys it turned on. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing software on it and going from there.
That video. Following everything. How are they called?
It's gonna be pretty hard to get my hands on the 50 at the moment. Yeah, no, I feel you. I get them from time right now, but
Just in case.
can you guys not talk about this while I'm streaming? All right, so let's get the 4080 out. Voila. This big old box is this beautiful thing right there. Boom. SD. Oh yeah. Beefy base case. Beefy. Huge. The Founders Editions are definitely fancy. Funny enough, I had two 5090 cards that were actually different. They were Founders. Man, those things are humongous, like over way too big. There's a lot of them. You should, if you ever get the chance, go through my YouTube channel and look at the Stealth Digital videos we have. I have some really crazy looking computers on there. Most of them are all 30 series cards because that was what was popular and easy to get for me at that time, even during the chip shortage. Like I said, I do get cards much more easier than most people can, just because I do have suppliers and I can use them for stuff like that. But I highly suggest you go look at some of the PCs we've built on there. Oh, the Founders GPUs. Yeah, but you know, NVIDIA likes the clean look. They've been part of this X pattern since for the last 5 years. When they introduced the 30 series cards, it kind of changed the way their graphics cards look overall. And I think they're gonna stick to it for the meantime. I don't know, maybe when the 60 series cards come out, you know, 2 years from now, because that's what it takes, about 2 years more or less for them to do stuff like that. We'll see design change. Now that we're kind of connecting everything, I'm gonna do another post test for you guys, trying to connect everything back up in the back of the computer. I still gotta add the hard drive, finish up cable management. We're pretty much on our route to be done here with this computer. I'm gonna put it all together and show you guys what you're looking at if you do order an SD Elite with us here at Stealth Digital. I don't know if you guys seen some of the computers that we have posted on there. I highly suggest you go and look. Even if you're not looking to buy a computer, I highly suggest you kind of see the spec routes that we do go. We don't do pre-builds. I know most people will say, oh, it's a computer website. They're just pre-builds. I assure you, every computer that we do takes longer to get, but we do build to order. In case you do inquire about making your computer a certain way, we could obviously put a build plan together, talk to you guys, and kind of put your dream computer into perspective and show you, hey, this is what it takes to build that computer you really want. Having a tough issue of getting this in right now. Interesting. you want to do upgrades for you to be fine for the next. I honestly do recommend then a 5070 card when they come out. Like an RTX 5070 be more than enough. An RTX 5070 be more than enough for the next 2 years. So Ryzen 7 9000 series, upgrading from, you know, AM4 to AM5, getting yourself more RAM, so on and so forth. That's all those kind of things right there that I'm saying. Those are very crucial, very critical for the longevity of your computer for the next 2 years. Obviously, doing some of this stuff, you also got to see how much power you have on your power supply. I'm gonna flip this around because you guys see the big, beautiful case inside. You guys see the computer all nice. Wonderful that it looks. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing in the back because obviously, voila, this is what I'm working with in the inside and the back side. Pretty much gotta clean this up, make it look spick and span, nice and clean all the way through. Make sure that you go from there. Last component I need to add is our mass storage, which is, see it, 2 terabytes of hard drive space inside this computer. I know I'm kind of in your way, guys, so, but go ahead, kind of start putting all this extra work all together, start seeing the final outcome of the Elite being finalized, per se. It looks great. Why, thank you, Brendan. We want to make sure all our computers top notch and go above and beyond, meet or exceed all expectations. Us here at Delph. Yeah. Get this done and over. And Brandon, I'm gonna contact you so we can kind of get everything done, get your shipping ready, and get your computer home. Go ahead and game on it. I know it's been years since the last time we did an upgrade for you, so I hope you're just as excited as we were taking on this computer build for you. And making sure that everything gets there safely. And as fast as possible to you as well. All right. Sorry guys, I'm locked in trying to finish the build. Just looking, I always lose the little screwdriver. There it is. Finishing up, wrapping up, you know. Trying to make sure everything gets done. Secured. And ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, we are completed on the Elite. Let's put her all together, show you how this beautiful machine looks all put together, all ready to go. Ready to go home on Monday, aka tomorrow. get it going, get it shipped. That way it could live out its life, playing some good old awesome video games out there. Alright. There she is, ladies and gentlemen. Three terabytes of storage. Great looking computer. Honestly, can't go wrong. You have somebody especially build your computer for yourself. Digital for. Now, I'd love to show you guys this computer without all this plastic on it, but that is really on the owner of the computer. Wants me to take it off, I can. Now he could unwrap it when he gets home. When it gets to him, when it gets home to him. Ladies and gentlemen, and clean up the table, and we'll get it on. We'll get it on, turned on like Donkey Kong, get it going, make sure it's ready to go. Really hope that everybody that came in enjoyed the stream, liked what we see. We took about 2 hours to build this computer. Usually takes about that long anyways. But yes, it is complete. Might be something we need to place in, but I'll be doing that off camera. But he is complete, ladies and gentlemen. He has been finalized. Looks pretty damn good, to be honest. Pretty dang good. Questions, comments, concerns. Anyone has any questions, I am here answering all the questions. More than good. There is going to be a box that comes to you, Brandon, that has a bunch of stuff in there for you. You can decide what you would like to do with that stuff. It's just extra stuff if you ever decide to do upgrades on your own. At least you have all of that available to you at a later time. Now, Brandon, do we keep the plastic on there, or do you want to see it fully light up? Show everybody how clean this looks without the plastic on there. Your call, my guy. Here's your computer. But as of right now, I'm just cleaning up the table. I'm gonna do my last test, and then we are done with this stream. And here we go. Last test. Make sure everything works. Boy, oh boy, did I forget to connect something? Nope. Goes. And ladies and gentlemen, Stealth Digital Elite. To order it with us, we have it up for Cyber Month, or I should say not Cyber. For the tax season, we do have it at $24.99. Again, specs on this computer, you're looking at an RTX 4070 standard B650 motherboard, Ryzen 7 9000 series or 8000 series processor, whatever is available at that time, especially with the shortages going on. That took only 2 hours. Crazy. Only took 2 hours. I'm tempted to rip off the screen film off of it so you guys can kind of see it without all the glare on there. Probably will post a video of the computer on my Instagram. I don't know if anyone has me on Instagram here. Casey, if you can, drop the link for my Instagram. I'll post it there. But yeah, hey RGB fans, all of that. Imagine someone doing this that doesn't know anything. They might see themselves having a lot of issues. But all of this usually is pretty easy to do. This one comes with a controller for all of this. First time it took me like 3 hours to build a computer, to be honest. It's a learning process, which is great. Computers seem more, how can I say? They could seem more daunting than they really are. Brandon, I don't know if you heard me. Do you want me to keep the plastic on or not? I want to kind of show everybody how it looks without the plastic. I don't know if it really makes a difference. I see the glare coming from my window, so it's not really going to be doing it any justice. She's huge, by the way. She's a lot bigger than your current computer. Ooh, spicy. Damn, that looks good. Boy, oh boy, this thing looks so weird. I'm looking at it. This side because I have it connected. This way. You think it looks messy? Huh?
There's more space.
You like how it looks? Looks cool. So Brandon, you're gonna get a controller that lets you obviously control all the RGB. If you notice, I have everything. Heck yeah. But you know, that's always been one thing that I like doing, kids, making sure everything is synced together. And fans. So with this controller, what I like about it is that you could actually slow down this fan speed or make it louder on it. So you can run the fans exactly how you want. I need to take a good picture for Instagram. Got too much glare right now. But all right, that does conclude like the purple and green. Well, you're gonna have this, lets you control everything. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everybody that came to watch us build this monster. Monster's gonna need some stuff more done, like software, and then she'll be going home tomorrow. So just want to thank you guys for coming in. Anyone that is interested to see, that's my gaming computer. Probably doesn't do it justice, but that's the one that I have for myself. The computer behind me obviously is our second to best computer that we make out here. But yeah, that pretty much concludes everything. Hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I want to thank everybody for coming in. We're actually going to switch over to a little bit of what we got here. Questions, comments, anything before we go. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Join us in Discord. Come see what we're doing. If you're interested in building a computer, even if you're not buying with us, contact us. Let us guide you to the best experience that you have in PC gaming or in gaming in general. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.